Hello students, today we are going to discuss the connectivity of VB.NET and Microsoft Access database. For that, at first I have opened the Access database. Go to blank desktop database here and type any database name. I am typing testdb. Okay, you can give any name and then click on create. You can see that my database is already created with one default table. Students, in our project, we are going to use only a single database. Under the database, you can create multiple tables. The first table, that is table 1, is already created here. If you want to change the design or the structure of this table, okay, as in, if you want to give or enter your own column names and the data types, okay, you are going to go to table 1, right click on that, go to design view. Before going to the design view, it will ask you for a table name. So just I am entering product, okay, as the table name. Click on OK. Okay, so this is here you can see students, okay, Access is asking you that, okay, your table product is ready now. What should be the columns? Okay, column names. Here we should enter the column names in under field name, and what should be the corresponding data types. Okay, so initially, Access has created some default, I should say, column name, which I'm going to delete here, and I'm going to enter my own column name and a corresponding data types. Okay, now uh, just a second. Yeah, okay, so the first column name, I'm going to give the column name as product name. Okay, data type as short text. If you are using some other version of Access, it can it can be text also, both are same. Next, I'll keep product price. Okay, and I'm going to give the data type as a number, okay, to keep it simple. So you have already created the table, you have already given the column names here. Okay, I don't want any default value here. Okay, if you want, it's okay, it can be there. I'm just deleting 0 from here. Now you can go to this table name and double click on it. Okay, save the table. Yes, so now you see, okay, that your table is created already. What is the name of the table? Product, right? This particular table product, okay, has two columns. One is product name, one is product price. Okay, in case, in your own project, okay, which you are developing, if you want to create multiple tables under the same database, just go here to create tab. Okay, and then click on table. Okay, as soon as you click, you see that one more table called table 1 is created. Again, you can follow the same process, okay, to just save it. Again, it will ask you for the table field name, data type of that. You can just give it and save it. Okay, now since it is done, I'll just close my database. Okay, and I'll open Visual Studio. Okay, so now I have closed that particular Access database, and I have opened Visual Studio, as I already informed that I am using Visual Studio 2012 here. So at first you go to new project here. See, new project. Okay, click on that. As soon as you click on new project, you will get this window. From there, choose Visual Basic. It can look like this. Okay, so just select Visual Basic from here and select Windows Form application, and then go to, you can just give any project name of your choice. For the timing, I'm not giving any name. Okay, I'm just clicking on OK. As soon as you click on OK, you can see that your project is being created now. Now, after the creation of the project, okay, we have to start to design the form here, right? So the first thing which I will discuss, students, is how to insert into the database, okay? How to insert into the table product which we have created just now. So for that, okay, so after creation you will get a, page like this. So at first in form 1 I'll create, see students, I'm keeping it very simple, okay? Let me explain you everything. After that, if you want, you can even change it according to your own wish. So I'm keeping a button, okay? Here I am keeping the button as insert, okay? Okay, students, before that, let me do one more thing, okay? It will be very helpful for you if, I can show you at least a small login page, okay? It is very simple. It is hard coded here, okay? So just take a label, type username, okay? And then take a text box, okay? And put it here. After that, take one more label called password, and again put a text box here, okay? Now I'll keep one button called login, okay? For password, one second. Okay, it's okay, students. Okay, so do like whatever I have said, just do like that, and then double click on. So students, for the password, okay, since you don't want the password to be displayed here, I hope you all have seen, right, that whenever we type a password, it comes either in a star or some kind of special character, so that nobody can see your actual password. To get that effect, just you can go to properties here, select password char, and select a special character of your choice. Okay, I am selecting star here. Okay, now to write the code, just go to login, double click on that. Okay, before that, okay, yeah, okay. So what is this? This is actually the backend coding, okay? So what is the event here? Event is the button click, right? What is the handling code? What is the event handler? That is what code will be executed if somebody clicks on the button will be written here, okay, in this part. So I have double clicked on the button and come here to the backend coding page, okay. What do I want? If somebody, for example, initially I'll show you for the admin, okay, for example. So if somebody clicks, if somebody types admin as the user ID, admin as the password, it should go and enter into the the admin page, okay. So let me create one more form for that, okay, called form 2. So just to create one more form, go here under Solution Explorer, come to Windows Application 1, right click on that, then add, okay, Windows form, and then add one more form, okay. So what should be my code there? That if somebody gives the correct user ID password, it should go to form 2, okay. Now you just see, okay. Okay, so what is to be written at first? If text box 1 dot text. Okay, students, what is text box 1 here? The text box which is corresponding to the user ID, right? So equal to admin, and text box 2 dot text equal to again admin, suppose, okay. Then Then what should happen, students? It should be going to form 2, right? So then form 2 dot show. Okay, so I'll just run and show it to you what happens now. Go here to start. Okay, if you give the correct user ID password, that is admin and admin. Okay, you see the notice the star here, right? Then it is going to form 2. Okay, so this is how it works. If you want to display any like user ID password wrong message, you can just add the else part here. Okay, now coming to form 2. Okay, so I will add one button initially just to insert, okay, into the database. So okay, insert. Now again, students, how to write that insert code? Okay, you have to double click here on insert. Okay, let me add one more form called form 3. Okay, I'm just adding multiple forms here so that it is easy for you. Okay, actually uh, when you are doing, you will not do like this. Okay, so you can complicate the things later on. First let me explain it in some easy way, right? So if I go double click here, okay, what is this? That if somebody goes to insert, okay, and clicks on that, it should be redirected to form 3. So form 3 dot, one second, form 3 dot show, right? So form 3 dot show, correct? Okay, now let us go to form 3. Okay, what are the two things which should be present here? First of all, product name and then product price, right? For product name, product name, then I will give a text box. Okay, then I'll take product price here. That is one more level. Product price. Okay, that is one more level. Okay, and then text box. So after that I'll give a button called, you know, add to database, right? Okay, now if I go here and double click, what should I write here? What code needs to be written to be whatever the user enters here, it should go to the database. Okay, so for that I'm writing the code now. Now first of all, let us find out the connection string. Okay, how to find that out? Go to Server Explorer. I will choose Microsoft Access here. Okay, then okay. Okay, you just browse and go to your file. Normally the Access database is stored in documents. Okay, so just go to documents. One second. Yeah, so this is your database, right? Test.accdb. Open it. Okay, delete the, okay, first just a second. Okay, okay, students, so I will show you once more. There were some compatibility issues here which I have resolved. So right click, change it, select Microsoft Access database file, OK, then browse, go to test.accdb, open, OK, delete the admin, then test the connection. OK, now you can see the test connection has succeeded. OK, now click on OK here. OK, after you click on OK, you can see the connection string here, right? Okay, so we will need this connection string. I am just copying this particular connection string completely and then copying it and keeping it. Okay, now, okay, so what is the main thing which is to be done now? Okay, so I'm starting with the code. It's always better to keep this outside the function, right? Okay, why are we keeping it outside the function? So that under the class, if we have multiple functions, the same con can be used there, right? Now, so I am writing the code inside a try block so that if we have any issues, the exceptions will be caught. Okay, so I am just taking the product name into the variable pn and product price into the variable pp. Okay, why textbox1 dot text? I'm just taking whatever. Textbox1 is the text box which is corresponding to the product name. Textbox2 is the text box which is corresponding to the product price. Now I'm opening the connection. Okay, cmd is the new OLEDB command. Why I have formed a new OLEDB command? To you know uh, write the SQL command. Okay, so for insertion we have an SQL command as insert into table name values, right? I'm writing the same thing here. Since product name is a uh, string, okay, I will put it inside single quote. Product price here is a number, okay, so I'll not put the single quote here. Okay, just put pp. Okay, so this is enough. cmd dot connection equal to con. Now I'm going to execute it, right? Now after execution, okay, if it has been inserted successfully, just display the message, okay, as inserted successfully. Now if it fails to insert, okay, due to some reasons, then it will go to the catch block. So I'm just typing message box. What is the exception? Okay, dot message. and under the finally I'll just close the connection. Okay, so that's it about the code. I'll just run and show it to you. So at first it will show the login page, right, where you need to type admin, then login. For the timing I only have insert button. Click on that. It will ask for the product name and product price. Give any product name, okay, product, some prod 11, any price 12 suppose, okay, then add to DB. Okay, it is showing inserted successfully. So students, it has been inserted. Okay, now let me go to the database and check once. Just a second. You can check from here also. Okay. Okay, it has been inserted. Otherwise, you can just go to the go to documents and open your Access database, and even from there you can check. Okay. Now, after this part, I'll try to display it. Okay. Okay, students. So for displaying, I'll just add one display button here. Okay. Display. Okay. So if you double click on the display, okay, your data should get displayed. Now, let me redirect this to one more form, okay, called form 4. Just a second. Yeah. So under display, I'm just copying from here, okay. So here I'll change form 3 to form 4. Correct? Now, I'm coming to form 4, okay. So nothing, students, I'll just add a data grid view, okay, in form 4. Either, okay, you can even do it via coding, okay. I'll just try the other way. Okay, I'll try like this. Okay, you will see that on top of the data grid view there is a small arrow. Okay, just click on that. Add project data source. Okay, so database. Click on next. Click on next. Okay, so it's already done here, right? Click on next. Yes. Okay, again next. So I just want to bring my table called product. Okay, then I'll click on finish. So it is a you can say easier way to do. Okay, you can even do it via the table. Sorry, via enable editing, enable deleting, enable adding. I'll just delete everything. I'll run and show it to you first. Okay, so admin. Okay, login, go to display. Okay, see here prod 1112. Okay, you can even code it. Okay, but it's an easier way to do. You just insert something else and see. Okay, for example, prod 13, add some price, add to database, insert it successfully. Okay, now you can just go to display and then 1 second. So students, since you noticed, right, that there was an error coming there, it was not updating, so I have made a small change. Okay, here, okay, add project. Okay, you go here, then go to the database. Okay, go to data set. Up to here it is same. Okay, here, okay, we had selected this particular option. Okay, just click here and go to testdb, your own database. Okay, I'm so sorry, that was wrong there. Select it. Okay, go to next. Now you click on yes. Okay, yes. Okay, 1 second, I'll just copy the, just a second. Okay, next, next. Now click on next. This is a local file. Would you like to copy it to your project? Okay, don't do this. Okay, click on no here. Now next, now click on your table. Okay, my table is the product, so finish. Now we will check once. Okay, I'll just run it and see. So go to start, type admin, admin. Okay, go to login, go to display. Okay, now you see the products are being getting displayed here. Okay, now let me insert and check once. Okay, whether it is taking or not. So prod 14 and then for example 14. Okay, add to the database. Now I'll just display and check. Yeah, now it's coming. Okay, so make that change, keep it in mind. Okay, so these things tend to happen, students. Okay, when we are doing a project, it's very common, so just keep it in mind and do. Now after this one, okay, we will just now we have two more things to be done. One is a deletion, the other one is update. So I'll just quickly try to show it to you. So go to form 2. Okay, then take one more button here, go to delete. Okay, click delete. Okay, now create one more form. So right click, add the, 1 second, just a second. Okay, okay students, so I'll just add Windows form here. Okay, now so form 5 is added. Now if I go to form 2, just a second, I'm going to form 2. Okay, if I click on delete, it should go to form 5, right? So just add, I'll just copy from here. Okay, to make things simple, I'm copying and then form 5 dot show. Okay, now I'm coming to form 5. Okay, so students, I have done one thing. I have thought about something here. Okay, to delete something. Okay, actually, again, I'm telling you, it's your wish, okay, how you will do. So to make it simple, what I have thought is that, first of all, I'll add one combo box here, okay, like this. So what is a combo box? That is nothing but a drop down, okay. So what will be loaded in this combo box? I'll keep the product name, okay. So I'll keep the product name here. in the combo box. Okay, so whatever product name you choose, that value will be deleted from the database. Okay, now I'll take one button, okay, called delete here. Now students, if you think very carefully, okay, there you can tell that there is a problem here. Since we have not kept any primary key, the product names might get repeated. Okay, so this particular code will work great if you are putting the primary key here. But while making the database, I have not actually selected any key there. But when you are doing your project, you can try to make it as the primary key, so that the product name or whatever, if for example you add a particular column called product ID. Okay, so product ID, if it is a primary key, it won't be repeated for two products. Okay, so in that case you can just load the product IDs in the drop down list and then click on delete to delete that particular value. Okay, so the code will be easy for you to do. Now the first thing, okay, which we want here is that whenever we are clicking on the, I can say, the form, okay, whenever the form is loaded, this particular combo box should be filled up, right? This particular combo box should also be loaded with the product name. Okay, so that particular I can say code will be written in form load. Okay, so just go and click on anywhere on the form excepting your text box and your labels and the button. Click here, see, just double click on this and you will get the form load function. Okay, so I'm going to write the code here. Okay, so I am writing the code for form load. So students, what will happen here basically is that when the form is loading, the combo box will be filled with the items. Okay. Okay, so the combo box will be filled with which items here? The combo box will be filled with the product names here. Okay. Always remember to use your own connection string. Okay. So this is the SQL command. Okay, select star from product. Students, there are multiple ways to do the same thing. Okay, so you can anyhow, if you are comfortable, you can refer to the codes which are available in the internet. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it should run. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Okay, I hope you are following the steps and doing along. While dr.read, which means that continue the while loop, okay, until there is an element. Combo box 1 dot items dot add, okay, dr0 to string. So now we have added the items to the combo box. We are going to close the connection, okay. Now let us run once and see, okay. One second. So admin, right? Login, go to delete. Okay, just see whether, yeah, see the product names are loaded. So what is my idea? Just if we select the particular product name, okay, we will delete that particular product, okay. So this is the idea. Now let us write the code for delete. Okay, so double click on delete and then just write the code inside. I'm sorry. So I'm opening the connection the same way, okay. If you follow students, if you think properly, there is a particular pattern, right, which we are following for uh, all the codes, right? So if you understand one, you will understand all. So this is how we write the delete command, right? Delete star from product, where product name equal to what, students? Whichever is selected in that combo box, right? So combo box 1 dot um, one second, selected item, okay. Okay, so now so execute non-query. So message box record has been deleted successfully. In the same way, right, how we have done for our insertion. Okay, by this, I'm making sure that the you know uh, page is reloaded. Okay, so after it is deleted also, it will again initialize the component here means all the you can say the controls of the page. Okay, so all the controls will be initialized again. Now coming to the catch part. Just a second, students. So to get the number of records deleted, okay, you can just add like this, okay. It's nothing but, I'm just showing you the options, okay, which you can use in your project. So as I already mentioned that, so why I have done this, if it is deleted successfully, okay, only then should these lines be executed. So it's just, improvising the code. Now, I'm loading the form once more. Just a second, students. In the else part, we will type the message which is to be displayed if it fails to delete the record. Okay. Fine, students. I hope it is clear now. Now, if any exception occurs, it should again pop up, right, in a message box. I hope it is clear now. Okay. Then ultimately in the finally I am again writing the close part. Okay. Okay. Now, let us run and see once. Okay, we have admin, admin. Okay. So login. Okay. Then go to delete. As you can see here, all the products are loaded. I'll just delete one and see the record has been deleted successfully. As soon as you click OK, you saw, right? You noticed again it got reloaded, right? All the controls. Now, if you see, both the product 13, they are deleted. I'll try with one more item, product 11. Okay, delete, record has been deleted. Again, you say it is loaded. Okay, so students, I mentioned already, right, that this code will work, better if you are loading the primary key there, right? Since here I have not mentioned any primary key, that is why, the product name can be repeated, right, more than once. So you can just improvise on that. See, only one product 14 is remaining here, right? Now, coming to the last part, okay, that is the updation part. Okay, students, so for the updation part, okay, I'll add one more form. Okay, that is form 6. Now let me connect form 2 with form 6. I'll just add one more button. As I said to before the starting, that I'm trying to make it very simple, okay, so that you can see the codes separately and you can work on your project and you can again improvise it. Okay, so what can I do here? Okay, I can just okay, let us do one thing. I'll put the product name, okay, here. Okay, again it will be let us put a combo box. I'll copy and paste the same code here. Okay, So let it be a combo box. Whichever product this particular person is selecting, I update the price of that, right? I can just try like this. So I will put one more label. In that I'll put new price. Okay. So for new price, I'll put a text box, right? Okay. I just put a text box here and I'll keep a button, right? A button to write, you know, update the price. Okay. So update the price here. That is what we are doing. So first of all, there will be a form load code. Okay, one second. I'll just form load later on we will do. First, let me write this code, that is updating the price code. Okay, just a second. Okay, let me paste the form load code from the previous form. Okay, that is this particular form. So first of all, I'll copy and paste this line, right? So it will be pasted here, and then I'll paste the form load part of the, I'll copy from here. Okay, so since we are doing the same thing, just double click here and write the code here. Okay, now I am going to write the code for button one underscore click, that is for updating. Okay, so how will I update? The user will enter something in the text box. Okay, some price, some new price, right, in the text box, and it will be updated. Let me start to write the code. Okay, then we will see how it works. Okay. I hope it's recording. Yeah. Okay. Mm. Okay. So what is there in new price now? The, you know, whatever the user has entered into the text box, right? Now, okay. Then inside try block, you write this. Okay. So we are updating, right? Update table name. Okay. Set. After that, we will write the column name equal to something, right? Equal to the price which is entered by the user. Where product name equal to what, students, whatever the user has selected in the combo box, right? So combo box one dot selected item. Okay. Just follow and continue with me. Demi equal to cmd.execute non-query. So if at least one product is updated, then we will print that record is updated successfully. Okay, else no record is, or no record found. Okay, inside the catch you write message box. Finally, you can close the connection. Students, I'll run and check first, okay? So we will type admin, then we will log in. Directly I'm going to the update part, okay? So update, only one product is there, product 14. I am updating the price as 15. Update the price, okay? So record is updated successfully. Okay, then I'll just go to display and check. See here the product is the product price is updated. Okay, so students, hope the video helps you. Okay, so we are done with all the database operations here, basic database operations. So hope the video helps you. All the best, students. Thank you.